Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video after the global data download. I'm pretty sure that happened, I'm not gonna lie, I think that was one, I'm pretty sure there was one. I think I did it and then I went back to sleep. Yeah, I think it was a data download, but yeah, after the data download, can't even remember. We are going to be getting the final Team Bardock EZA, which, I mean, we've already gone through what this guy does. He actually looks pretty good after EZAing, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah. After the data download, he'll be coming in the next couple days on the 20th. I think this pretty much should be, yeah, it says 6:30, so this should be my time in the UK. And fill out the remaining kind of 2 weeks we have until the start of the 7-year anniversary, or the countdown at least. We are going to be getting LR, Goku, and Piccolo, which actually, they came out during, I'm pretty sure, Raditz's celebration over on JP. Let me zoom out a tiny bit. So yeah, it looks like they're moving these two forward, or bringing these two forward to fill out the remainder of the 2 weeks we have for some form of content. And probably potentially some other stuff as well. I mean, I hope so. I hope there's some like in-game content we can actually grind. You know, more stones is never gonna hurt. So I assume some of the in-game content from Raditz's celebration is probably gonna get brought forward. In terms of which ones, it was looking like, I think, the Prime Battle LR Vegeta stuff and a few other things. Hopefully there is. Again, more stones is definitely not going to hurt prior to the anniversary starting, and we're getting these two early as well. So I'm guessing when Raditz eventually does come out, he's going to come out in that small kind of like, what, 2-week window between the end of the anniversary and worldwide to kind of just fill up that 2-week slot. So it's kind of like Dokkan already knows from JP's reception that Raditz was pretty doo-doo. So that he's going to be coming in that slot, just like Fidel, I think last year, I think it was, or was it the year before? I think it was last year. So Raditz will probably be coming then, because the LR's coming now, that was in part 2 of his celebration, or just during his celebration. Obviously, one major thing I do not have to tell you, I don't even have to make a full video on this, don't summon on these two. They have a lot going for them prior to the exchange with Piccolo, but do not summon on them. We are literally about 2 weeks away from the start of the 7-year anniversary on Global. Do not summon on these two. It would be a big mistake. Ginyu was an exception because you have two of the best TURs in the game, literally 1 and 2, with two of the best sideband units in the game, with discounted stones of 100, like spending 100 stones for 3 multis. That's why that was an exception. This, however, yeah, do not summon on these. Definitely not a yellow coin LR. But in terms of what they do, they're a Saiyan Saga, a Battle of Wits category lead, giving Ki plus 4 HP in attack and defense plus 150. This will actually be our first Saiyan Saga lead until, I'm pretty sure, the part 2 LRs from the 7-year anniversary. On 12 key, they raise attack and cause colossal damage to enemy. On the 18 key, they greatly raise defense in 1 turn, which is 50%, and causes mega colossal damage to the enemy. And on their passive, they get attack and defense plus 100%, then get an additional defense plus 200% when HP is 50% or more, which is obviously very easy to do. Even if you're taking a lot of damage in harder events in the game, whether it be Goku event, SPR, or even potentially Red Zone, depending on who the other units surrounding you on the team are, you're still, you know, a lot of the time you're going to be in that that 50% or more HP threshold. So get an extra 200% defense on top of the 100%, going to be very easy to get. So 300% defense at the start of the turn majority of the time. You get Ki plus 5, an additional attack plus 90%, and guards all attacks of 5 turns from the start of turn. So that means for the first 5 turns, very easily, again, actually maybe kind of put an asterisk by that. Maybe in Red Zone, you're probably not going to take these two, but I mean, it's still doable to get it. But that means at the start of the turn, right, for 5 turns, these two are going to be rocking with 190% attack, 390% defense, and guaranteed guard for the first 5 turns. That means for the first 5 turns, actually even including Red Zone, these two will be taking no, and I mean no, damage whatsoever, while giving them Ki plus 5, which is huge because don't forget they're an LR. They're an LR, which means they need Ki to be getting their 18 Ki off, which you kind of want because they greatly raise defense for the turn. It's good. I mean, it's only 5 turns, but that's pretty good. Then they also launch an additional super attack within the same turn after receiving an attack as the first attacker in the turn, which of course you're gonna do, because not only will they guard for the first 5 turns, they'll have 390% defense, which again means they're taking no damage, which means you can get an additional super off, which means you can greatly raise your defense for 1 turn and raise their attack for 1 turn. which means they're putting out good damage because the amount of times they're attacking, and of course defensively they're looking good for the first 5. Not only that as well, they get an additional attack plus 30% performing an ultra super attack, which means even more damage done. Again, you'll be guarding, you'll then hit the 18 key, you'll greatly raise your defense, you're going to be putting out good damage because this 30% is multiplicative. It's not the highest amount, but it'll do some extra damage. This LR is actually really good. I mean, before the exchange, this LR is very good. I mean, as you can see, they also get an additional attack plus 70% when activating the active skill when key is 24, which getting an additional key plus 5, very helpful in doing this. I don't know how often you'd get this off with them, but an extra attack plus 70% on top of the 100% at the start of turn, 90% for 5 turns, and then 30% which is multiplicative. It means offensively and defensively before exchange, this unit is actually amazing. And one great thing about this unit is it's a Goku and Piccolo / Piccolo unit. It's a Goku and Piccolo then exchanges into Piccolo, whereas the other Goku and Piccolo, other Piccolo unit, who's also still pretty good, is just Goku and Piccolo, which means you can actually run these two together if you really wanted to. So their active skill greatly raises attack temporarily and causes ultimate damage to the enemy, disables enemy's action once within the turn, which is kind of handy, and then of course exchanges into Piccolo, and the conditions can be activated after the character receives an attack 7 or more times in battle, or when HP is 50% or less, starting from the 4th turn, from the start of battle once only, which it's nice to have an either or condition, but to be fair, this first part where you receive 7 or more attacks in battle is very easy to get off, especially because during like a harder event where there's multiple units attacking, you know, at once, you know, in certain slots, or even in Goku or Vegeta event where they attack multiple times. For the first 5 turns, just put this guy in slot 1 or put these two in slot 1. Let them, you know, with all that defense in their guard, soak up as much damage as possible, and receiving 7 attacks will take you no time at all, especially in a Super Battle Road environment where there's multiple enemies attacking multiple times in slots. So that's fine. The link skills actually aren't too bad. They're probably not the greatest in terms of getting them all off at once and having a decent linking partner, but they're not bad links. Yeah, I just come on the wiki to actually show you what the links give. I mean, yeah, in terms of what the actual individual links provide you, they're actually a pretty decent link set, but in terms of actually finding units to link with aside from the other Goku and Piccolo unit, don't know how often you'll be getting the majority of these units off, and plus they don't go on too many categories either. Join Forces, Final Trump Card, All Out Struggle, Battle of Wits, Connected Hope, and Saiyan Saga, so probably not going to be easiest to link them, but that's why that key plus 5 in their passive is very handy for 5 turns. But then we have the exchange, and this is where things go a little bit downhill, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit upset about, because it's quite a nice art, isn't it? Well, honestly, I mean, it's a nice art anyway, but the exchange into Piccolo, I mean, is really nice, and you kind of just, everything just kind of goes downhill. So on 12 key, he does stack defense, which is actually quite nice, of course, handy for longer events. On 18 key, you do massively raise your attack for 1 turn and causes mega colossal damage, which is good for the amount of damage you can put out. This is good, but the fact, do they stack prior? Do they actually stack prior? They do not. They do stack attack prior, which is good for putting out damage, but if they stack defense prior, or maybe stacked both prior to the exchange, this would be a hell of a lot better, because then you can actually carry on building from something and, you know, have some kind of like defensive cushion, but fortunately they don't. Recovers 10% HP at the start of turn, which is nice at conserving items. It's not the most, but it's something. Gets key plus 3 and attack and defense plus 100%. Surprised this never went up, but that's just my opinion. He then gets an additional key plus 3 and defense plus 100% with 3 or more key spheres obtained, which isn't overly difficult to do. But you're seeing how kind of the defensive part of the unit kind of just disappears, which really hurts Piccolo. Losing all that defense and the guard really hurts him. He does retain some of it, but not a whole bunch. It's not enough defense. I mean, he does stack, but if they stack defense prior to the exchange as well, it would have helped him a hell of a lot. He also gets an additional attack plus 100% performing a ultra super attack, which means you're going to be putting out some very good damage, and if HP is 50% or more performing an ultra super attack. Did I miss something? Plus an additional attack plus 100% performing an ultra super attack, and if HP is 50% or more performing an ultra super attack. Plus an additional attack plus 50%. Okay, you get the extra 50% when your HP is 50% or more. which again isn't too difficult to do. Also disabled the attacked enemy's action once within the turn when key is 24. And the links actually stay the same, which I'm not sure how often you're going to be getting this, considering he's only getting key +3. There's no extra key for you to be getting. Oh no, there is extra key for you to be getting. So actually maybe this key +24 isn't that difficult, or not getting your key to 24 to get the disable isn't too difficult to come off, considering you're getting key +3 at the start of turn. Getting 3 or more key spheres isn't difficult to get an additional key +3. So maybe it's not too hard to get this off, if I'm being honest. But as you can see, he loses a lot of defense. Like, still retains it, does have 200% at the start of turn, but that and then just beginning to stack just kind of isn't enough to kind of make him viable probably in red zone scenarios. He'll probably be okay in like potentially Super Battle Road and maybe like Goku or Vegeta event, you know, if you're careful with items and, you know, you stack him a little bit. But, you know, if Goku raised defense as well, that probably would have helped kind of the defensive cushion. Not only that, I feel like he probably should have raised defense on both 12 and 18 key, because you're missing out on massively raising your attack to stack him up in harder events, which if this was massively raised attack and stacks defense, that would have been nice. And probably if Goku stacked, or Goku and Piccolo stacked prior, but it definitely would have been nice if he stacked on 18 key as well while massively raising his attack for one turn. But yeah, defensively the Piccolo is incredibly lacking. So I mean, when using this unit, for the majority of using it, you probably want to keep them as Goku and Piccolo. And apparently, I don't actually know how true this is because I don't really follow it up. Apparently, prior to the exchange, if you manage to exchange the unit while you still have the 5-turn guard, apparently, however many turns you have remaining on the guard when you exchange this unit, if you still have it, apparently Piccolo keeps the guard until those 5 turns are up, which obviously defensively makes him a hell of a lot better. But once that guard's up, his defense isn't looking the best. I mean, as I said, in the Super Battle Road, maybe Goku or Vegeta event, it's not too bad, but yeah, definitely not in red zone. But prior to transforming, this unit is very, very good offensively and defensively, and then Piccolo just kind of loses the majority of that defense, which really does hurt the unit. So yeah, that's what's coming in the next couple days. We're getting these in the celebration to fill out the next 2 weeks. We'll also get the final Team Bardock EZA, which I'll of course do a showcase on, and then attempt the Team Bardock Super Battle Road or ESBR stage. I keep forgetting which one it is, and then test them out as a full team. I also will be streaming later, so hope to see you there. Link in the description down below. I'll see you next video, guys, and peace.